Welcome to a new daily top Askreddit video. Today's topic. Serious, men of Reddit who have been raped by women, what's your story? We hope the following resources will bring all victims the support they need. Ray, https://ray.org/right has a multitude of tools for current and recovering sexual assault victims in the United States. Hot Peach Pages houses an international directory, http://www.hotpeachpages.net/countries.html in over 110 languages. 1 in 6, https://1in6.org/right offers a wide range of information and services to male sexual violence survivors. On Reddit, /r/rape is dedicated to providing emotional support to sexual violence victims. As well, /r/adult survivors is a community for adults who experienced sexual abuse as children. Keep in mind, these communities are not led by professionals. What has happened to you is not right, nor it is your fault. It's okay to be scared and unsure. Please, seek help if you are struggling. You deserve to be happy. The Askreddit mods. If you have contributions or amendments, please notify the mods of /r/Askreddit. I came very close. At a New Year's party a long time ago. Got extremely hammered and passed out in a bathroom. This girl I'd never met before was offering to help me to the bed downstairs, and the next thing I know, I'm waking up to this girl trying to get me hard. I was so drunk, all I could do was sorta push her off, but she wouldn't stop. Eventually a friend of mine popped his head in and I yelled for him to help me, and he caught on pretty quick and cussed her out until she finally left. Are you my roommate? We had this same exact situation happen at one of our house parties, and that night I looked like an asshole because I was yelling at this girl to get the fuck out. She was literally crying. People were getting mad at me. The next morning my roommate was like, "Oh dude," he asked her nicely like 3x and she kept telling him it was fine. Edit, sorry fellas, I don't think we were actually roommates. But I'm surprised by the comments just how common of an occurrence this actually is. But yeah, that night I was getting all kinds of "why were you being such an asshole to her?" And barely anyone at the party believed my story until the next morning when my roommate vouched for me. Sounds like a good bro that got your back emotionally. Edit, I didn't think this simple comment would blow up so much. Your friend is super cool. Glad he did fall into the bracket these days that comes from toxic masculinity and realized you needed help. Edit, yo PPL in the replies need to chill. First off, I'm a guy, not an over-the-top feminist. And also look up the definition of toxic masculinity, idiots. It's not about men being toxic, it's about toxic stereotypical behavior we are seen to and encouraged to have. The Chad mentality. His friend could have been all like, "Whoa brush, you getty some pussy," and left him alone with her. Tell me the world is not like that. There are some really shit people out there. Dude, saving your buddy from being raped is giga masculine energy. Did you ever find out who she was? Removed. What did they all say? I had a good friend who was doing a couple of months' time for some driving offenses. He specifically asked me to look out for his GF whilst he was inside. One night she called and asked if I could come pick her up as she was upset. Not a worry, we went and grabbed some food, went back to my place, watched a movie, she smoked a bit and I had a few drinks. I made a bed up for her on the couch and went to bed. Woke up with her riding me. I was furious, it was rape. There was zero consent on my behalf. I pushed her off me. The first thing she said was, "Can't wait to tell my friend," that she'd fucked his friend whilst he was in prison. Luckily I told him first, he believed me and kicked her ass to the curb. Everyone thought it was funny as hell, but it wasn't. It made me feel sick and violated. Twisted bitch. Just a weird question. It seems like half of these stories are waking up to it. How does that happen? I wake up if someone downstairs is walking a bit too heavy. How does a 100-something pound person get someone's pants down and get them hard and start bouncing on them before they notice? Just a question. I'm a super light sleeper. Liquor, I'd say. Without liquor I wake up instantly to any texts, phone calls, or someone unlocking my door. With liquor, I've passed out on a floor and had people play cards on me. Basically every one of these stories are about people under the influence or just straight up drugged. They're not just napping, they are knocked out to an extent. Can't speak for anyone else though, I was tired as hell. Top that off with a few bourbons and it was lights out. I only sleep with boxers on, so I guess it wouldn't have been difficult. Was blackout drunk at a party, got put to bed by a friend, woke up to a girl bouncing on me. I was 14 and that was my virginity. I didn't feel violated or anything at the time or even today. But I didn't consent at all. Shit. Edit, cheers for the awards everyone. A lot are asking how 14-year-olds are drunk. I thought it was common for youngsters to party. Everyone in my town did this, regardless of the school they attended. Maybe it's 'cause if from a poor region of the UK. To the couple asking if I could have given consent. Impossible, I'd been tucked up to bed, spark out, woke up to the deed being done before swiftly passing back out. I remember it but had it confirmed by the same friend who put me to bed, as he walked in a couple times during. He thought I'd woken up and done it, naturally. The points on virginity are interesting. Whenever I've said how I lost my virginity, I just said it was that situation, but I left out the gory bits. Had the exact same experience when I was in high school. I was 15. The only person I've ever told is my current, so telling her how I lost my virginity, it was the romantic first time with the person you love story. Some people in the party actually busted into the room laughing and cheering. I'm so glad phones did it have cameras back then. The girl was in the same year I was in, but she was 2 years older than me and she was a single mom. That last bit sounds about right. Who was this girl? Another girl at the party, from my school. When I was 12, a nurse gave me a routine physical exam and then had me strip naked and lie down on the exam table. Saying it was part of the physical, she groped my testicles and fondled my penis until I got an erection. She then fingered and digitally penetrated my anus. For decades, I assumed it was just an embarrassing incident. It was only when I posted my experience on a Reddit thread and a bunch of people pointed out I had been assaulted that I recognized what happened. I didn't think I'd post about it again, but the attitude of your friend infuriated me because it was the same attitude I held that caused me so much shame. After all, if my dick got hard I must have enjoyed it, right? It's a terrible and demeaning notion, one that's too often internalized by the abused. A friend of mine got raped and felt ashamed because she was wet, the same you must have liked it BS. All her shame dissolved when I told her this. Imagine being topless on a hot summer day. 2 people are standing next to you, one you hate, one you love. Both are holding an ice cube between their fingers against one of your nipples. How do you think your nipples will react? Do you think your nipples will respond according to your feeling towards the person holding the ice cube? No. Our bodies have physical responses to stimulus, cause and effect. There's no emotional intelligence involved. I wish this was part of sexual education. Edit, first reward ever and I couldn't be happier it's for this comment. Thank you. Godspeed, I net strangers. Edit 2, wow this has blown up. Thanks everyone. I feel all fuzzy inside. I hope it reaches the people that need it most. Also till apparently there's a term for this, arousal non-concordance. There's a comparison I heard on Law and Order that addressed this issue because the girlfriend of a male rape victim struggled to understand how a man would get an erection if he didn't want it. Benson said if you cut an onion sometimes it makes you cry, but just because you are crying doesn't mean you are actually sad, does it? Your body just responds. Or you could use an example of a doctor testing your reflexes. When that hammer makes your knee twitch or move that's not under your conscience will, so in the same way if you rub someone's genitals you can arouse them against they will. If anyone is curious of what episode I'm talking about, watch Law and Order SVU season 13 I think, and the episode is called Parole Violations. If that's not the correct season I know for sure that's the name of the episode, so you can find it. Edit, I looked it up, season 16 episode 17. Aren't women also getting wet during rape? It doesn't mean they enjoyed the experience, it's just the same bodily response to the body being stimulated. I think same holds true for men. I could be wrong, don't wanna spread fake news. Yes, and they can orgasm too, just like men. It's simply a reaction to stimulation, you have no control over it. My girlfriend at the time decided she wanted to get pregnant regardless of my feelings on the subject, and stopped taking her birth control pills. This resulted in me not touching her for a few months, as I wasn't ready to have kids. One day I came home from work, having worked 16-hour shifts for 2 weeks in a row. I just hit the shower and went straight to bed where I literally passed out. I woke an hour later with her straddling me, mid-sexual activity. I said no, but she persisted. I then forcibly removed her from me, and slept in the living room. Suffice it to say, that relationship came to a halt quickly thereafter. Somehow a majority of the people I've told this, think it's funny that I think I was raped, because I'm a man and you can't get raped by your girlfriend. Edit. Thank you all for the kind words, really. It means a lot. The episode happened well over 10 years ago, so I've had plenty of time to process and come to terms with it. I hope those of you in this thread with similar experiences, will find peace as well. And to those of you asking, I am doing great now. I've met the most wonderful woman, whom I've been with for the past 6 years, and together we have made a kind, clever and beautiful daughter. And she was very much a wish child. There's nothing funny about that. Vile is the word that comes to mind. Yeah, and if you told your friends that you did that to your girl, you'd be rightfully hated. Very nearly the same thing happened to me. Girlfriend kept asking me to get her pregnant. She was 18, I was 20, and had no desire for children. I woke up to her one night riding me. I've told people about it and I've told them it's rape, but they say the same thing. Doesn't matter what parts you have, someone engaging in any sexual activity you didn't consent to is rape, full stop. It's good to see that society is starting to take it seriously. The fact that you switched these roles and people would be losing their minds, but because you were a man they say you're lying or it can't happen, is disgusting. I saw a video recently where a guy and his girlfriend wanted to see how people would react to a sexual assault on a man vs a woman, not a real one, just acting. The man had people ignore him and laugh at him, telling him he's crazy because she was attractive. Not one person helped. The exact moment he touched the girl and she said no, there were like 5 people Dragon Ball Z teleporting behind him to remove him from her presence. It's just disgusting double standards that because you're a man you should just deal with it. While a man could easily in most cases fight off a woman, who don't we all just take a guess at what would happen to a guy if he was just seen shoving or hitting a woman away? He would be ganged up on and nobody would believe him. Edit. Fixed a typo.